welcome to 414.
Welcome to our morning podcast. Before breakfast and everything. They say starving like Marvin.
Here. What the hell? Dude, that's not a digital sports watch. Hey, it looks like one of those Ethiopians. Nice to meet you, Starvin' Marvin.
Does Marvin have...
No, Starvin' Marvin, that's my pad pad. Cartman, you bud pipe. This is the time of year you're supposed to share.
Why doesn't he have any food?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Are you gonna eat all of your peach cobbler? No, you don't want all that. Why don't you share it with me, eh?
I'm off topic already. That's what you get with the 414 morning podcast.
Heaven offer rise, Lord, order me a lift. I'm just trying to be in your presence till you bless me with this gift. All of my friends dead and gone, no time to right their wrongs.
I need to go back and get my food from that bum on that ramp. That's probably why I'm starving. But welcome to the 414 morning podcast. I am Armando.
I'm Daryl.
We got a few topics that we talk about today. So we're just gonna circle back and talk about that transfer portal.
So, my stance on it, I don't like the transfer portal, or I don't like how it's made up right now. This past year, 13,000 people went through the transfer portal. Even with how they do the transfer portal, a lot of these teams nowadays, they're not looking to recruit high schoolers. They're just trying to figure out who's coming through the transfer portal. So that's like their main goal is to try to like get these guys that are already in college rather than trying to bring in new recruits.
Yeah, and to me, I feel like it's not teaching a valuable lesson because if you were playing on the same team and we lose and the team beat us, I'd be like, let's run it back, bro.
Yeah.
Let's run it back. Like, let's figure out how we can beat them. But now it's no running in the back. Now it's just basically up. I ain't win here, so they stacked over there. So I'm gonna just go transfer and I'm gonna win. So you're not teaching a winning culture. You're not teaching these kids how to win. You just teaching these kids that, you know what, if you can't figure it out here, just go somewhere else. They figure it out for you.
Right. We kind of touched on it before. Who was it? Haley Van Lith
Yes.
transferred 3 times.
Yes. Because it didn't work out for her, but I don't see how it didn't work out. But it just, to me, it's just teaching bad habits. It's not teaching a winning attitude. It's not teaching these kids with heart. And then you see it once they get to the NBA, most of the time it don't work out for them.
Yeah.
Because you taught them bad habits all the way from AAU, which is a different topic we talk about. And then it went over to, they probably was a highly recruited high school talent. And then they got to college, and then they never built on that talent. It was just, I'll just transfer. And now you see it's basically these kids out there playing basketball, not even for the program that's written across their chest. It's just they auditioning for the next team. Let me get my value up while I'm on this court, because if it don't work out here, I know somebody else that's about to open a checkbook for me.
Right.
Even the transfer portal, like college football, right? So, Duke quarterback, if he transferred right now, his value is at $4.3 million in the portal. Oklahoma quarterback, his value is at $2.7 million. And then we look at Auburn quarterback, $1.9 million. And the list just goes on. And even, let's talk about college basketball. UNLV guard, he transferred to LSU, $2.5 million. Right? You know what I'm saying? So you throw these monies at these kids, and that's why it's hurting college sports, because now you building all these teams with all these great players, and these mid-majors are failing. I just don't. I don't understand that. So even 8 teams, got over $10 million rosters in college basketball. 8 teams over. How do you have a $10 million roster in college.
Yeah.
You know the crazy thing about it? They're getting paid more than WNBA players,
Yep.
and they professionals.
And I feel like that's the other thing, in terms of how like the transfer portal works, and even like these just a little bit, these NIL deals. It before it used to be like important for like you to like level up, go on to the next level. Now it's like there's a level of content that happens in college, or even before college. Look at Mikey Williams, Amani Bates. These guys were like getting paid before they even like reached college, and look at them now.
Yeah, because I feel like once you give people the bag early,
Hmm.
the hunger is no longer there.
Right, that's what they were working for. So once they get it, they get it.
They get it. Like, why do I need to work hard? So, what I think is should happen is it should be a stipend.
Hmm.
It should be a stipend in college, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna give you X amount, but you can't take majority of that until you leave college.
Yeah.
And it should just be a stipend every month or whatever, just almost like a paycheck. Like
Mhm.
we'll give you this, because we understand the cost of living.
Hmm.
But most of that you can't live. I mean, you can't get until the end. Like they should
Almost
be,
like a trust.
yeah, because they should be teaching them how to just be normal college students,
Mhm.
not entitled students.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why these students coming to the league feel like they can't be touched.
Hmm.
And that's the reason why you hear these big names. Once they get drafted, you don't ever hear from them anymore.
Hmm.
Like you take the hunger to me out of that player. You take the heart from that player because they got everything.
Hmm.
Like I said, everybody's situation is different. I understand people got problems and people come from broken families and they come from bad neighborhoods and they trying to get out the hood, or they trying to get out from the single household thing, and all that, whatever is going on. People have kids early, whatever. And I understand that some people's situations are different. Some people need that money to take care of their families, take care of their mom, take care of their sick grandparents. But you throwing $4 or $5 million at a 16, 17, 18-year-old
Hmm.
that's not even responsible,
Hmm.
that can't even hold down a real job, that blow money on sneakers,
Right.
on clothes, on parties and full of stuff. And now you wondering why these college athletes keep getting in trouble for drugs,
Hmm.
car crashes, drinking. You're giving them all this money, they don't know what to do with it.
Right. And also, like you touched on, a lot of them, they come from like a broken system as is. So it's not like, mom or dad has like good money management skills. So they get this money. They don't know that they should be trying to save some of it for a rainy day. They want the flash. They want to be able to like move everybody out. They want to be able to take care of everybody, and not realizing that money only goes so far.
Yeah, so, and then think about it. You, as a kid, got all that money.
Mhm.
Now everybody you done borrowed $5 from, everybody that looked out for you in the hood to make sure that everybody else don't mess with you. All your family members, they gave you a place to stay, gave you something to eat. Guess what? Hands out.
Right.
Everybody got their hands out. Everybody trying to spend your money before you even got it. And as a 17, 18, 19-year-old, now your responsibility shouldn't be, I got the weight of the hood on my shoulders. I got the weight of my family on my shoulders. I have to take care of everybody.
Right.
Like, so not only do you got to play basketball, now you got the stress of just, I got to take care of everybody now.
Hmm.
And half the time that money is gone before you even spend it. People spending your money before you even get it.
Yeah, and also like just because you have like the LeBrons, the Currys, whose careers have lasted, 10 plus, 15 plus years, there are more athletes, not even just like in the NBA, there are more athletes whose careers probably don't make it past that first contract.
Yeah. So I just feel like the transfer portal need to be revamped.
Hmm.
They need to give them a stipend. And I also feel like get your hands on my pockets.
Yeah.
Right? And what I mean by that is I feel like if Daryl was in the transfer portal, there's no way I should know that he got $5 million. Easy target now.
Hmm.
That's what I mean. But just get your hands in my pocket. Stop counting my money.
Right.
You shouldn't. It shouldn't be public record on how much money I'm getting.
Hmm. And also, just stop putting pressure on like these kids to take care of the family. It was the parents' responsibility to take care of the family.
Yeah.
So now that like if this kid has done everything possible to try to get out, like you're going to end up preventing them from getting out because now is I got to look after mom, I got to look after dad, cousins, brothers, aunts, uncles. Oh, so and so just got a murder charge. Got to like get the lawyer for that.
Yeah.
So that money is going to go because now all of a sudden people got investment opportunities for you and all these bright ideas that all of a sudden they came up with. Now that they know that somebody has some money.
Yeah. And then now these students can't even be student athletes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Student come first, athlete come. But
Right.
now,
That's the thing that has been forgotten about the
Yeah.
student part of it.
yeah. And now they just a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a paycheck. And then the worst part about it is these schools use them up as a paycheck, and then once money run out, once they get into problems, we don't need you no more.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they just watch. But they never went to school to figure out life.
Right.
So if you go give them all that money, why not have financial literacy?
Mm-hmm.
Teach them about bonds, savings, investments.
Yeah. Also, we gotta figure out something for that, but also think that there needs to be something done with like that one and done rule and like the NBA. I think they. I'm not saying that they should go to school for like all 4 years to get a degree, but there should be something done so that they are maybe it's some type of accelerated course or like they can at least get some type of certification and associates maybe something that's going to like allow them to continue to like make money or at least have a healthy career once their like sports career is over.
I was just thinking that in my head, like maybe just 2 years, they
Mhm.
just get the associates and at least that.
Yeah.
So if they need to go back, at least they don't have to go back for a long time and
Mhm.
finish what they started. And then even just leaving with some type of degree,
Right.
would
Or at
be-
least
would
like
be great.
or at least like the NBA, maybe like during the summer months or something, it's required that these athletes, like complete a semester of like at college or something.
Yeah.
That's not gonna like is gonna for one is gonna ensure that people will continue to have some type of career moving forward because you just never know.
Yeah, and this is how you know that it's a money driven league now in college because
Mhm.
now you have the Steph Currys, the Shaqs, and so many of these high profile athletes, the Trey Youngs.
Mhm.
Now the schools are reaching out to them. Can they be some type of president of operations?
Right.
Well, we know what that means. We need y'all money.
Mm-hmm.
We need y'all money. Because we need to be able to sign these kids. We need y'all money. So just moving on from that, Daryl has an interesting topic that he wants to introduce.
Yeah. So a few days ago, Mike Greenberg he had said that over the last 7 seasons there have been 7 different teams that have won the championship, and he feels that in the NBA the super team it's gone. He's happy about it, but he said the days of it being a super team that's dead.
Yeah. I guess my opinion on it, I don't think the super teams are dead. I just think, again, same thing with the whole money situation. People are just getting their bags.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. People were just worried about that paycheck. Like, once that first contract in, they worried about getting a super max.
Mm-hmm.
So, the reason why there were super teams is because people understood I have to take less money for us to be able to build something.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take less money for us to be able to recruit more players. We all can't take the super max. It's not that much money out there. We can't take the super max. And I feel like now people are not worried about that. People are worried about money. Because if you look at the contracts, people not taking 6, 7, 8 years. People are taking the minimum for the max. So they are taking at least 3 to 4 years. And if you like look at LeBron. LeBron is smart. LeBron get his bag every contract. But if you notice, his contract is 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years.
with an option.
Yeah, with an option, right? So once my max ran out, I have the option to resign. But my option to resign is I'm going for whatever max I'm eligible for, right? And you notice players are starting to just do that. Like, even look at Steph Curry contracts. Like, earlier, he was probably, I mean, we'd say he underpaid, so I understand now. But look at his contracts. Now it's 3 to 4 years. Even this latest contract, 2 years, over 100-something million. Like, people aren't looking at the long run. People looking at the short term now. What if something happened? What if this? What if this? Let me get my money early because I don't know. According to the new CBA, when they decide to renew that, would that money be there?
Right.
So I don't think that the super teams are dead. I just think that people are just getting their money, and that's it. And then with all this friendly basketball stuff going on, I just feel like the competition level isn't as high as it used to be. So back then, you needed 2, 3, 4 players to get past certain teams. Now we're looking at the league. If you have that one player, you can probably win a championship just with that one player now.
Yeah. But also, what qualifies as a super team?
Yeah, because people always want to talk about the Warriors as a super team back then. But if you look at it,
They were built organically.
yeah, they drafted Steph, they draft Draymond. Clay was drafted through the draft. Bogut, nobody wanted at that time because he had the issues and the injuries when he came from Milwaukee. Sean Livingston was on dead legs, revitalized his career when he was with Golden State, and then they went to go get Iggy. Iggy switched up his role and played something different. So it's like, if we know the thing about Golden State win championships with a whole bunch of role players, just role players. Like, even when David West was there, right? He came from Indiana, and he was injury prone and stuff. He was on his last legs. And then the only person they really got out was KD. So because you bring a KD to a team that was built through the draft, I don't see how that makes you a super team. Because everything, like you said, was homegrown. People brought up from the G League. You can name names on those Golden State teams that I'm pretty sure are no longer in the league anymore. After the championships, you never heard from them again.
Yeah.
To me, super teams is D-Wade, LeBron, Bosh. When you get together and
In your
decide,
prime.
and decide to make a decision, we're going to play together. That's, to me, that qualifies as a super team. You have Ray Allen that still had life left. Battier, they still had life left. Mike Miller still had life left. Rashard Lewis still had life left. Like, so to me, that builds a super team. Like Boston, when they got Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, KG, to me, that wasn't even a super team because you got a team full of veterans that just knew how to play basketball.
Who was ready to, like, do whatever because, like, they knew their window was closing.
Yeah, even they try to say, the Bulls, when they got Rodman, super team. But you look at it, Pimpin through the draft. Jordan through the draft. Kukoc through the draft. Right? Everybody was through the draft. Right? Ron Harper was, somewhat past his prime when he decided to come over and play for them. Rodman was a problem child. So that's what I'm saying. But you got to realize it's not even a super team because all you did was replace Horace Grant with Rodman. So you let go of your elite power forward and just got another elite power forward. So to me, I don't think you need super teams nowadays. But I don't think that wave of super teams is over.
Did you know that I can see you?
I think the term that so he said super team, but what I think he actually was looking at were dynasties. I don't think that we're going to see like another dynasty for quite some time.
Yeah.
But a super team, like there's a lot of like talented like teams throughout the league. I mean, you look at like LeBron and Luka. You look at when he's healthy, Kyrie and AD. Like there's there's teams, even Phoenix. Look at them. There's a lot of teams out there that, I mean, on paper you got two superstars. Doesn't that qualify as a super team?
Yeah, but I also think, just to piggyback on that, um, I don't think super teams are dead because, like you said, if you look at it, teams have tried to recreate super teams, right? Like LeBron, AD, and then you got other players over there. Like, it just shows you that you can't buy championships. Sometimes it's just about chemistry,
Yeah.
and it's about getting the right pieces together to compete, right? Luke and LeBron. People thought you saw Luke and LeBron, you automatically think championship. There's no way.
Or even a few years ago when it was AD, LeBron, Melo, and Westbrook. On paper, even in like the video game, it's like, oh, this is a wrap. But you have to buy in. And I think that's the thing, like money doesn't buy championships, but also like you have to buy into the system.
Yeah, look at it. Bradley Beal was coming off career years with Washington. You get KD coming over there after a stellar career when he was with Brooklyn, and then you went over, and then you had Booker still there, and then you had DeAndre Ayton, like, and you had Mikal Bridges over. Like, think about it, you have versions of a super team. To me, it's just about getting that chemistry and getting those pieces to work. You look at Brooklyn, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, KD. So you have versions of super teams. It's just money don't buy a championship. You got to get the right pieces in there. Everything has to work together organically.
Right.
And nowadays, people, you trying to throw money. And then I think the reason why it doesn't work is because it's too much player movement. People aren't worried about championships. They worried about money. Money. That's it. You don't have that player that's loyal to one team.
Yeah.
Right? The era of the Tim Duncans, the Kobe Bryants, I think Steph is the last player that, like, just to stay on one team for a whole career, that's over.
Yeah, but also I feel like we need to stop moving like the goalposts too, because before, like even like look what's going on with Giannis. Giannis has basically done everything possible in the NBA: Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, Finals MVP, championship, All-Star Game MVP. He's done it all, but they're making it seem as if he's unfulfilled, and I think it's more of a media thing where. Like one before it used to be you get a championship that basically solidifies you into like this rare air.
Especially in the small market.
Yeah. But now it's that's all you got. Like, oh, the window's closing. Look at Denver. Like they just came off of a championship, what, 2 seasons ago?
And now they talking about Joker. He should get up out of Denver.
Yeah.
Every time a star lose, he should get up out of there. I don't know how many years they said Steph should leave.
Right. So I think that especially like that down period, but see that's the thing, like you said, player movement. So now you have all these we shouldn't be trying to figure out how to like budget to get all these other players together. When what you really need to look at is how is our bench depth? How, like, where are we as far as like all these positions go? What are we lacking?
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why when we watch basketball sometimes, and I know I spoke to him off camera about this, I only watch certain matchups in the NBA. Certain matchups, that's it. And I watch almost every Golden State game because, I mean, that's my team. But I watch certain matchups. And I don't watch basketball until after All-Star break because I feel like that's when they really compete. But the problem with player movement, and because players just keep going after the money and you trying to do all this other stuff, the league, that's the reason why the league is watered down. That's the reason why the lead is watered down.
Yeah.
A player, you lose in the playoffs, the superstar lose in the playoffs, or they got good role players, and then they end up making a name for themselves in the playoffs. And versus building on that as a team, that player, he work his value up, somebody offer him money, and versus that player saying, no, we one piece away from actually competing for a championship, they leave. Now that team, that small market team that just built these homegrown players, now they got to start all back over, over and over. That team that was maybe a piece or two away that lost in the playoff, now that star is thinking, I got to go somewhere else and win. Now that franchise got to start all over again. and then it just become watered down and watered down and watered down. And then by the
Right.
time that team get good again, they go leave. Like Oklahoma, let them win the championship. Watch how many players get paid. That team won't even be the same.
Yeah.
Guarantee that team is going to be broken up. That's what think about it. That's what happened with Denver. Denver was bad for so long. They finally won that championship after building pieces and getting pieces together.
Mhm.
And then look, Kyle Pope and the rest of the other players just left.
Mhm.
They got it bad. They just left. That's it. And then now look at if Jokic leave, now what? Like even with and then but I feel like you got to look at player situation because look at Giannis, right? If you look at his situation, I've put Milwaukee on my back. I've done everything that I can. You brought a player over here that has been injured most of the time he's been over here.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a full roster since we made the playoffs in these 2 years since he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Every year he got injured in playoffs. Guess what that reminds you of? When he was in Portland. He always got injured during playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
He never gave you a full season. So if I'm Giannis, I'm like, all right, the person that helped me kind of settle down and calm the storm was Middleton. You got rid of him.
You got rid of Drew Holiday.
Got rid of the anchor of the ship. And then now you traded in the heart and soul of the team and our defensive anchor for offense. And it still didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm Giannis, we tried everything. Like everything. We tried everything. I've taken less money. I've done all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there's no more I can do. I don't understand what more because now if I stay and I'm stuck, now we're talking about my legacy. How I accomplished all this stuff. I got all NBA teams. I made X amount of All-Star games. I got X amount of points, rebounds, blocks, steals. Number wise, I'm Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
But then we looking at it was like I only won one championship. And we know how Giannis played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
How he played basketball, he not playing basketball until he 40. The style of play unless he develop a jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
His style of play is about time 35.
That's what I was thinking. Like, give him like 5-6 more seasons and it's done for him.
Yeah, so if I'm him, I'm in win now mode.
Mhm.
Where can I go? Or is this another plot that Giannis is doing to say, you know what, I'm gonna force Milwaukee hands again because last time I did this, y'all gave me Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So is this him saying I'm gonna force their hand again and see what they gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't give me any pieces in the summertime, I'm walking.
Yeah.
I mean, sign a trade, Jonathan Kuminga. We got draft picks. We got money. Warriors. We hear Giannis. You need to get on the boat. You know, we call up Clay. Clay, let's use that boat. I'm just saying, we need to get to Greece.
Mm-hmm.
We get there. Just saying. We got a spot for you, the Warriors, Giannis. Well, this has been 414 Morning Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. The Wolves game. I still got the Wolves. I just feel like foul trouble. They never could in the rhythm after in the third quarter. Once Anthony Edwards and Randall went to the bench in foul trouble, it was
But
over
also,
from there.
Edwards, you can't be getting texts right now. Like, we can't be doing that right now.
Yeah, well, you know how Shea play. You know they gonna bait you,
Mhm.
right? You just gotta play basketball. Because the game was close in the third. Like I said, foul trouble. Then the game got away from them. They never looked back. But I still got the Wolves in this series.
Same. I got Wolves 5-6 games.
We just gonna go over now our predictions for the Indy and the Knicks series.
Whew.
Again, that's one of those hard to tell.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's something about something about Indy that I like the style of play. But would this be finally the New York's year? I don't know. One thing I learned about rooting for New York is you don't.
Yeah.
Because when you expect something is when it never happens.
Yeah.
the Jets, Brooklyn Nets,
The
the
Giants.
Giant, like whatever happens in New York, the Yankees let me down so many years. Look at even last year. So anything New York, only thing I just like the pizza.
Yeah. I mean, because this is the thing though. Like, for New York, like a lot of like New York sports, even you just gotta don't pay them any mind. Like they like a shy little animal. Don't look at them. Let them get closer and closer, and then just like let them be them. Like look at that's how Eli Manning like fell into 2 championships. That man fell into 2 championships.
Literally.
Like he didn't even realize what happened. It's like what? Why are they giving me this trophy? So we need that to happen for the Knicks. Like if they wanna like make it past the Pacers, they just gotta luck just has to be on their side.
Nobody have to watch and tune in.
Right. Don't
Just scroll past on ESPN and be like, oh, okay, they won.
whenever they get possession, just like start looking at your phone or something. Like man, I ain't like pay them no mind.
Mm-mm.
They like that. They like that pretty girl that like you want to get her attention, but it's like man, I'm gonna play it cool because everybody like coming at her. You gotta be chill about the New York Knicks.
Or like that pretty girl, like, you know, they always say don't be nice to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're nice to her, then she put you in that friend zone.
Right.
And she never really look at you as boyfriend material.
Mhm.
It's like you almost gotta be a jerk. You almost gotta be mean
Mm-hmm.
to her. Then finally she start recognizing you.
Right.
And then that's how it to me almost seemed like
Yeah.
like I want to go for New York. I
Mhm.
do. But my for Indy.
You probably gonna let me down like my dad always did.
You something you talk about, bro?
We'll hold the tissues for thanking y'all.
Wait, before we thank y'all, I feel like we need to ventilate. I feel like
No, you just push it down. You just push it down.
you sure?
Yeah.
You
hmm
okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
sure?
I mean,
Are
so
you
what? He never came home with the milk. I mean, like I learned how to eat Oreos with water. It's fine.
Okay. So speaking of that, so since we get it all out on the table, you just opened it up. I feel like I'm gonna need this. This probably ain't enough. This probably ain't enough. Since we talking about dads, right? You open it up, I gotta talk about it. It might make me feel better.
Okay.
I might need this. I might go home and just hug girl. She might get the love that she been asking for. Maybe I'm just saying, this might help America. You never know. Right? This probably what Cat been looking for.
Right.
Right?
Because he ain't getting it from Jordan, obviously.
All right. Like, look, this is just random. You know I got a million stories. I think this is why y'all tune in. Y'all probably tune in for the stories, right? So, my dad, right? I ain't ashamed to say, everybody got family members that f***ed up.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know your family member that's f***ed up right now. You probably sitting right next to somebody watching this, knowing that they f***ed up. Right? We always got that one family member. We don't understand how they made it to the barbecue. We don't know who invited them to the barbecue. We don't know why they got a plate. We just leave them alone.
Uh-huh.
Don't look at them. They gonna eventually leave.
Mm-hmm.
We all got that family member that we don't even talk about. We all got that family member nobody talk about, trust, nothing like that. But like, oh, who is that in the picture right there? No, we don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about him. We all got that family member.
Yeah.
Right. So my dad was that family member. He redeemed himself.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, he redeemed himself, but nigga. Nigga. Okay, I gave you that Denzel nigga. You remember he's in the car with Jake? My nigga. Nigga. But hey, I can tell it I'm grown now. Right? I'm mature. I recovered. I'm good now. If y'all don't know this, right? Daryl's always serious. My job is to make him break character every single time. I'm just letting y'all know that. So when y'all tuning in and he don't laugh, and I look over to him like this, it's another joke coming. All right, go back to the story. All right, so me growing up, right, and this basketball. This is kind of how I got into basketball too, because I feel like we we close to 100 subscribers. We might be done when we get done with this. So I got a feeling like I need to tell y'all my story about how I got into basketball and where I'm at now. Right? So my background for even when I do the podcast, I play basketball, played at different levels, right? Still hoop, I do basketball training, all that stuff, right? So I got into basketball primarily because of my dad. And it wasn't like organically, it was forced. And you might be wondering to yourself, how does somebody force you to play basketball? Get your popcorn ready. I'm gonna tell you. All right. So, growing up, right, my dad was on drugs. Right, I ain't ashamed to say your parents probably was on drugs. You probably on drugs. Don't judge me. Don't fucking judge me. All right. My dad was on drugs, like I was saying before y'all start laughing at me. All right. So I remember he used to come. I haven't seen him, like you said, went for milk, never came back. Haven't seen him in a while. All of a sudden, I know, I haven't seen him for weeks, for days, for hours. And all of a sudden, he show up with a basketball. Just randomly, just show up with a basketball. And I never questioned where he got the basketball from. I'm pretty sure he stole it out somebody's yard. I'm pretty sure. So I just want to apologize for that one kid that was looking for their basketball and never could find it.
Dang, you done dashed my hoop dreams.
I probably had the basketball. I'm probably the reason why you're not good. Just to be honest, it's my fault. I apologize. Right? But I got better. So you're living through me. All right. So I remember he'd take the basketball high as a kite. Right? Tell me, let's go to the park. Like, first of all, I'm a kid. And we walked to the park. He high as like you know how fast he was walking? Like, Dad, if you don't hold my hand, like, and we used to stay on a busy street, like cars just vroom, 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 vroom. Like, how he got across, I can't tell you. Like, it's just like he just floated. Like, he just like like how he got across the street, like I said, I have no idea. I just know he was there. And I'm a kid. I'm just like, you ain't teach me this lesson yet. Like, if you don't hold my hand, why are you walking so fast? Like, anybody could just snatch me up. He just walking like he forgot like I was even there. He just gone, just walking. So we get to the park, and he gonna say, "All right, we're gonna play 3 games 1-on-1." So me, I'm like, bet everybody want to beat their dad, but this was a different game. This was a different basketball game. He's like, we're going to play 4 games of 1-on-1, right? And I'm like, you just said 3, so how I get to 4? He's like, I just thought of something. Just like, what? So, first game, full court, 1-on-1, nothing but 3-pointers. Second game, nothing but mid-range, full court. Third game, you can do nothing but take layups straight to the hole. Fourth game was any one of those 3, all 1-on-1s, all full court. So me, I'm like, sir, you high. Like, you got a different type of energy.
Right.
Your energy.
You got a motor right
Exactly. Yo, I'm regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, you high. Your energy level is different. You don't even have a human energy right now. Like, you got what my grandma called it, that booger sugar. You got that doozy. You got that blue magic. You got that sauce. You got that extra stuff in your system. And you trying to play me 1-on-1? Full court. I swear to God, I cannot make this up. It got to the point in the 1-on-1 after game 2. I just sat on the bleachers and I just watched the nigga just go boom, boom, boom. He was playing by himself and just excited, just rebound. And he out there talking shit. I'm not even playing. He talking shit to himself. Oh yeah, you can't hold me. You can't hold that, huh? You can't hit that jumper. I'm like, this nigga out there hooping against himself. How do you beat yourself? How? But that's just my dad. That is my dad. I don't know. See, now you feel better about your dad, don't you?
No. Because I'm Daryl the third, and that's only because I got 2 other brothers named Daryl.
Okay, I'm the only
Let
Armando.
let that sink in.
Okay. I'm the only Armando.
I'm not even a junior. I don't even know what that qualifies.
Oh man. Whew. Man. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that's some good therapy.
Yeah. Well, needed that. Needed that. So I'm going with Indiana tonight. Make a long story short.
I'm going with Indy too. Because it's just right now the Knicks. I don't know what they're going to show up as.
Yeah, you don't know what version of them you're going to get from that. I can trust Indy because I know what Indy's going to do.
Right.
Like I said, this series might come down to jump shooting and who can make shots. And I trust Indy to make shots more than I trust the Knicks to make shots.
Yeah.
So again, we're going to try to do something sometime this week with our special episode. We might even just go live because this morning we checked, we was only at 18 subscribers, and now probably after this episode, we probably reached already 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
We've only been doing this for maybe 2 weeks now. So thank you for the support. And before we get off of it, we got 100 subscribers, but I haven't got 100 likes.
Right.
I haven't got 100 comments.
So can y'all show up and do a little bit more?
We know y'all subscribing. We know y'all viewing.
Right.
Leave comments. Right? And since we at it, I just want to take a moment and just sit up there and thank y'all for sitting up there and subscribing. Peace out.
Daddy, come home.
Daddy, don't come home. I ain't got that much energy. I'm old now. Wherever you at, just stay. Just stay. I'm over it.
Don't bring another ball.
Mama got sick, it ain't nothing I can do about it. Praying for her health, so I can knock the flu about it. Time heals, that's some shit I'm really doubting. Trust your grand before I can stand.